when we start to see times of drought, when we start to see times of flood, how do we deal and effectively thrive in a challenging environment? There is just a wonderful article that I'm going to reference quite a bit. You see this, it's referred to on the screen, with Jerry Wagner. And before we start talking about how to thrive in difficult times, I think it's very important to set the tone of how are we happy at these periods, okay? And happiness is actually defined as feeling positive about ourselves. It's our state of subjective well-being. How are we feeling about ourselves? How are we feeling about our life within the context that each of us experience our own lives? And happiness is unique to each person. I was going to give the example of not everybody loves dogs, but I love dogs and I love my 1-year-old golden retriever. But there are people that I know that their happiness is found in taking care of cats or birds or some different things that are out there. We're all unique. And I really think that it's important that we take a look at and understand what we value within our well-being, and then making progress on that. Many psychologists believe that progress is the key to happiness. There was an article in Psychology Today about how progress on our goals makes us feel happier and more satisfied with life. An example could be if you're going out and you're like, okay, I've got a new book about how to eat better and I've joined a gym. Okay, that is progress. Of course, now we got to go buy the right groceries and we've got to go out and hit the gym on a regular basis. But if we're doing that, we're going to see an increase in our subjective well-being. And this cycle of happiness is progress that we're making towards our goals and increasing our subjective well-being. If we have this healthy subjective well-being, if we have this progress that we're making, how do we take care of business during a challenging market? And I would tell you that it really comes down to controlling what you can. In fact, not just a normal level of control, but really doubles down on what you control. Markets move on a daily basis. We have no control over that. And oftentimes they move for no rhyme, reason, or anything that really anybody can make sense of. But what we can control is our behavior to this and how we react to this. One of the specific things that you can do is, particularly in this time during the pandemic that we've had, I have really tried to get clients to focus on making sure that number one, they have some type of estate plan, wills, powers of attorney, and health directives. Because if you wind up going to the hospital and you're not able to make decisions for yourself, somebody has to have a power of attorney for you. If there's a pull the plug decision, that's within the HIPAA and the health directives. You have control of that. You have control of who you can name. You may even have an existing estate plan, but it's important to go back and take a look at these things. If we're starting to talk about our retirement plans or funding different aspects, if you're seeing salary increases, and a lot of people last year, the tax data just came out, a lot of people made a lot more money than they did the year before. Now, there's obviously a large number of unemployment, but there's a lot of people that had a very positive 2020. Taking a look at what you can do and what you can contribute into your retirement accounts, what you can contribute into a 529 plan for college education for, a son, a daughter, a grandchild, something along, a favorite niece, nephew, something along those lines. Making those active contributions and taking specific action. Also doing a review of what is and is not working for you, a review of the allocations and the strategies. Be careful of folks that are out there that just want to sell you one thing. And if you've got, if you've got a life insurance policy, if you have an investment policy, if you've got some things, it's a great time to take a look and make sure that these are meeting your needs. And if you need to, you can take specific action on that. Okay. And on the next phase, there's one of my favorite sayings of all time. As many of you may know, I have a sailing background. I've done some offshore sailing in my lifetime. And this has always been a favorite quote of mine. A ship is safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships are for. And I think you can equate this to our lives. I certainly think you can equate this to our personal finances. It would be great to go and say, oh, I can reach all of my financial goals by sitting the money into my checking account that doesn't earn any interest. And some people may earn enough over a lifetime to accumulate to where it will help them they will meet their financial goals. But being able to take the ship out of harbor, being able to take our finances out and to an acceptable level of risk in order to achieve a meaningful rate, to a meaningful goal, not so much a meaningful rate of return, but meaningful goals. And it's the difference of knowing, and I love the picture here, if you notice the skies are kind of gray in the background. As a sailor, there's a great term called grim and gray is great going. You don't want to sail out into a Cat 5 hurricane, but when there is a storm system that's out there, you will make really great progress towards your goals. It is the same during these financially challenging times. There can be great progress made within the context of making sure that we don't go sailing into this Category 5 hurricane that I keep mentioning. It's about taking specific actions, and something also, and there's the other side of this I want to give real quick. Progress is not equal to relentlessly moving. Moving simply to gain a sensation of progress is not really an answer. And I'll go back to my example. Somebody may go, oh, I changed gym memberships. Well, if you change gym memberships, but you're still never going to the gym, it doesn't matter. Okay. You've got to have action and progress that are taking positive steps. And going back to Laura's presentation, tying this together, I really do believe it becomes down to the experience and the knowledge and the things in working with trusted advisors, not just in a financial context, but within faith, within your medical and your health context, all of these things. So I really hope that you're able to take a look at when we go through challenging times, and it looks like we're going to be going through those challenging times. There's some real differences in these financial markets that Will has described in the past, and I think we are in a changing sea state, if you will. We're here to help with that. We want you to be comfortable that you're achieving the happiness, that you're achieving the progress that will lead to you feeling like you're taking meaningful steps and making meaningful progress in your financial lives.